What's going on, everyone? Welcome to another exciting episode of FORNEVERNEWS, the only news source that provides anything and everything anime and manga related, and we don't bore you, we get into it. Let's do it. The time is now, I must go, it's time to get out. And before we continue, if you would hit that subscribe button and that bell, we drop new episodes of FORNEVERNEWS every Saturday, 12 p.m. EST. And so I'd greatly appreciate you hitting them buttons. You'll get notified. I'll get you to watch. We all win. So hit them buttons. Okay, people. And first story on the docket is something that I'm very excited to talk to you guys about. And actually, to give you a little bit of an inside scoop, I actually just recorded 30 minutes of footage that I can't use because what we're about to talk about is essentially the manga sales for the West of 2022. Now, this is very big because every single time that we speak about manga sales over here on this channel, or in general, you hear about manga sales, 9.9 times out of 10, you're only hearing about Japan. You're hearing about the Japanese sales top 50 of the week. You're hearing about the top 10 or top 50 or top 100 best-selling manga of the year from Japan. We rarely ever get sales from the West. So this one right here we're going to be diving into is a massive thing, and the reason why I said that I recorded 30 minutes of nothing was because I went and looked at the wrong list and I was making references and all sorts of stuff based on faulty information, but aha, I got the right list right here because I was looking at 2021, but we have the list of the top selling manga authors of 2022, and in general I believe this is also including other authors as well, not just manga authors, but we're going to specifically be taking close looks at what these manga authors are selling. Now, of course, some authors have multiple series, so we're going to talk about that when we approach those authors of like, okay, they got 2 series, they got 3 series. Some authors obviously only have 1, but either way, this is about to be a fascinating list because the 2021 list that I recorded, and if you want to see it, I don't know, maybe I'll upload it somewhere else, but it's a big goof because, again, I'm referencing other things that don't make sense because it's from 2021. But this list right here, let's take a look because I'm not really sure what placed where, but I know that we had a lot of heavy hitters on that list, but let's jump into it. And apparently there are over 10,839 different names on the entire NPD book scan list for 2022, but this is the list of authors that sold at least 100,000 or more combined copies of their volumes in 2022. So with that being said, starting at the bottom, let's see. Okay, I'm not familiar with Terry Libenson. That's probably not an author from Japan, but we got Hidenori Kusaka, and I want to say I covered who that was. Okay, Pokemon Adventures. So start off with at the end of it with 164,984 copies. Hidenori Kusaka, the author of Pokemon Adventures. I'm not surprised seeing this name on the list because I see Pokemon Adventures at like a Walmart oftentimes and stuff like that. Like, it's Pokemon at the end of the day. So Pokemon being on the list, not really surprised. Big ups to Hidenori Kusaka. Very good stuff. And Kazu Kibuishi is the author of Amulet the Stonekeeper. Is that, well, they're a Japanese-born American graphic novel. Okay, so this is not, even though manga just means comic and anything could be manga, but technically that the art style looks even different. I'm like, wait a minute, it doesn't look exactly like manga per se. But yeah, okay, so Amulet the Stonekeeper is their main series. Big ups to Kazu Kibuishi. Then moving up slightly, well, we got Robert Kirkman. I'm sure you know Robert Kirkman that's the author of The Walking Dead as well as Invincible, if I'm not mistaken. Yeah, 169,000. I would expect way more for Robert Kirkman considering like Invincible and The Walking Dead are Invincible and The Walking Dead. 169,474 copies. That's still pretty good, but I'm shocked it's not a lot higher. Then slightly above him, which is a very big feat in and of itself, Hiro Mashima, author of Fairy Tail 100 Years Quest, and Eden Zero, and Rave Master, how could I forget that, and Monster Hunter Orage, I want to say is the name of it, with 169,791 copies. Big ups to Hiro Mashima. Love to see the hustler of the century making the 2022 list. In 2021, he was a lot higher, if I'm not mistaken, and he had like outdone, I think, Toriyama. Was it No. He had outdone like Tagashi and like a few others, but still seeing him on the list in 2022 is a very very big feat. Then going up slightly is Hiromu Arakawa. That's the author of Full Metal Alchemist and now their new series, Yomi no Tsugai. Now, I'm not sure if Yomi no Tsugai had hit yet, but then they did Silver Spoon as well. 174,572 copies. That is a very big feat considering Hiromu Arakawa hasn't been, I don't want to say he hasn't been the most relevant because Full Metal Alchemist is always relevant, but with new works outside of Full Metal Alchemist, people haven't really been running to check out Silver Spoon and a lot of the other side works that Hiromu Arakawa has done. I think things are going to change with Yomi no Tsugai, so I wouldn't be surprised, depending on when the volumes start dropping in the West, if Hiromu Arakawa rises up the ranks, so to speak, here soon, because that work is pretty gas. But 174,572 copies, again, for Full Metal Alchemist, Silver Spoon, is there like the Heroes of she has a couple of different series, okay? And then, of course, Yomi no Tsugai. Okay, yeah, there's no Yomi no Tsugai mangas in the West, so that gotta be like mainly FMA volumes flying off shelves for whatever reason. Cool beans. Then up ahead from there is Akira Himakawa. Let's see which author that is. Okay, that's the author of Zelda, the Zelda manga. That's not a surprise either. I see the Zelda manga around a lot of comic book stores that I go to. I mean, it's like video games and at the same time a manga, so you're getting the best of both worlds. You're gonna get a decent sized audience. Cool beans on that one. 180,107 copies. Cool beans. I gotta stop saying that. But yeah, good stuff there. Then up ahead, Fujita. Fujita is the author of Wotakoi Love is Hard for Otaku, and that was actually adapted into an anime. So yeah, that kind of a shocker. Like, again, see, everything isn't always battle series. Battle series aren't the only things that sell, and that did 199,195 copies for that series and for that author in general. Really good stuff. Then we got Naoko Takeuchi. That's the author of Sailor Moon. I should have seen it by the first picture. 210,001 copies for the author of Sailor Moon, which that's probably 99.9% Sailor Moon. I think there's like Sailor V out there, but I don't even know if they released the volumes over here. But yeah, Naoko Takeuchi doing 210,000 copies. Not surprised. I ain't gonna lie. Like, Sailor Moon is Sailor Moon. It's the Dragon Ball Z, a female protagonist-led manga. You know what I'm saying? So big ups to Naoko Takeuchi. Again, I super apologize that I didn't remember the name. Forgive me. That is a major goof on my end. But yeah. Then slightly above, we got Ryoji Hirano. This is an author of several of the Demon Slayer spin-off mangas. So yeah, we'll give it to you, although it's really based off the back. We got to keep it 100 over here. It's based off of the back of what Koyohara Go Toge has done with their series. So yeah, big shouts to this author, but at the end of the day, let's keep it a buck with you. Like, it's because of Go Toge, alright? But still, big sales for them with 214,662 copies. That's major, but yeah, a little bit shocked. I'm like, what the heck? Then going up, hold on. Gotta give it up because this author gets so much hate, the series gets so much hate, and in your face, out of all of the series that did over 100,000 over here in the West, Yuki Tabata, author of Black Clover, he had Hungry Joker, but that doesn't, it was never translated or brought to North America, so this is strictly Black Clover. 223,163 copies for Black Clover. One more time. Yo, that's outdoing Sailor Moon. That's outdoing Hiromu Arakawa. That's outdoing some pretty heavy hitters there in general. Just people say that Black Clover don't sell, but 250,000 copies in North America for 2022 alone. That is very big. That is very, very big. That's why they be using the global sales, because they're like, yo, it's doing decent in other areas. And that's also a showcasing and a demonstration as well that your series or whatever it is that you do, let's just say like you're a musician, you're an author, whatever it may be. If you're not necessarily the king or a big shot over where you're at, even though Black Clover is very popular, I want to be very clear, but you can amass an audience and a following in other areas outside of your bubble. You can amass an audience. You'll never know. If you're in the West right now, if you're doing whatever, you're a comic artist, you're a musician, whatever the case may be, just because like you're in a big city, you're in, New York, you're in Texas, you're in Los Angeles, California, like that doesn't mean that you can't amass an audience in Wyoming or Maine or Wisconsin or some other places that aren't really heavily populated, stuff like that. You can find a niche out there. You can find an audience out there. So never give up that, you can't find an audience, because look, over here in the West, Black Clover, almost 250,000 copies. That's very, very big. Shout out to Sakamato. Then slightly above him is a major GOAT, so I can't hate on it. Masashi Kishimoto with 227,787 copies. I'm going to be honest with you, looking at that number, I'm guessing that that's a combination, and based off of what I learned from 2021, I'm pretty sure it's a combination of old Naruto volumes flying off shelves still, as well as Boruto volumes. I think they're also attributing Boruto volumes, and I know some people are like, Boruto volumes? Boruto doesn't... No, Boruto does sell. When you go to your local Walmart, when you go to your local comic shops, they got all the new Boruto volumes because Boruto volumes sell. I know it's a narrative or whatever, like, oh, it's for kids and people don't... No. People care about Boruto, it sells, and this is a testament that that's not only old Naruto volumes, that is also a lot of to do with Boruto selling as well. People are buying them, so big ups to Masashi Kishimoto. It's crazy. I wish they would actually attribute him to being, the author of it, but that's a different ball game altogether. Either way, 227,787 for Masashi Kishimoto. Then going up above, again, I'm mainly trying to cover just manga authors from Japan. Yoshihiro Togashi, another GOAT, another legend, with 251,248 copies. In case you don't know about Togashi, I'm shocked you don't. He's the author of Hunter x Hunter. He's the author of Yu Yu Hakusho. He had a little side series called Level E. I'm kind of flabbergasted considering, did Hunter release anything in 2022 in the West? I know it released an older volume at the end in Japan, but did it release that? That must be just strictly back catalog volumes. It sold 250,000 on basically back catalog. What? That is insane to think about, and just also goes to show how many new manga fans are being birthed every day. Hunter x Hunter started in 1998, from 1998 to 2022, and is still doing that. That's insane. Big ups to Yoshihiro Togashi, and again, the power of creating a cult following, because that's what that is. Going up ahead, let's see, moving forward, we got Kaiju Shirai. That's, if I'm not mistaken, the artist of The Promised Neverland. 301,981 copies. Wow, The Promised Neverland is a lot more popular than you thought, huh? Because I don't think, aside from The Promised Neverland and some other one-shots, really The Promised Neverland is their bread and butter, and to do 300,000 plus copies, outdoing Yoshihiro Togashi, outdoing Masashi Kishimoto, outdoing Yuki Tabata, that's a testament to Promised Neverland. Again, it has a niche over here in the West that really love it, despite the backlash that season 2 of the anime got. 301,000 copies, it speaks volumes, quite literally. I don't think they're buying volumes. Sometimes you could tell when they fudging numbers. Let's keep it real, and I know some people don't like to think this way, but sometimes series do fudge numbers, because the bigger the sales week, the first week, then a lot of people run out, oh my god, it sold so much, it must be good, and they go out and buy it. That's just how it is. There's no reason to do that 100,000 weeks into Promised Neverland. So Kaiju Shirai doing 301,000 copies, they did 301,000 copies. Promised Neverland is selling, and again, another series that when you go to your local Walmart, when you go to your local places that sell, some little section of manga, I see Promised Neverland volumes there. I see, whatever it be, a side story, the volumes themselves, big ups to Kaiju Shirai. Then we got, moving forward above them, Tsugumi Oba, and I'm pretty sure that's Death Note, Bakuman, and Platinum End. Now, the thing about it is how? Because with 315,569 copies, that makes me wonder, because Platinum End wasn't really a big seller, if I'm not mistaken. Platinum End wasn't the most successful series. Bakuman, from my understanding, at the very least outside of Japan, didn't sell the most amazing, but the first series that they had, Death Note, is, a huge staple. So I'm going to bet that a small portion of that is Platinum End, a smaller portion is Bakuman, but majority of that is, again, back catalog of Death Note, which is crazy, because that's 2022. Death Note came out in 06, dog. How from, you know what I'm saying? So back catalog, having that old catalog of work, what you do now, maybe it might not even pop right now, but when you get something to pop later on down the road, you can go back and your back catalog will be very valuable. Whatever it may be, again, music, comics, paintings, whatever it is that you do, creating catalog is important, because look at what it's doing for Tsugumi Oba. They don't got nothing really going right now. The Platinum End was the last thing that they did, and 315,569 copies. madness. Then above them, a massive GOAT, the author of Fire Force and Soul Eater, Atsushi Okubo, with 324,471 copies. That is very big, dog. Because first of all, Fire Force, it ended in what, 2021, 2020, something like, no, 2021, I want to say. Fire Force ended, and Soul Eater have been done for a while. I do see Soul Eater reprints, so I feel like some of that is Soul Eater reprints, and then the rest of it is Fire Force. And of course, that's two big smash hit series that are still relevant to this day, but kind of nuts. 324,000, big ups to Atsushi Okubo. Then going up a little further, people be hating on sports series. People be saying that sports series don't sell. Haruichi Furudate is proving you wrong. 335,161 copies for Haikyuu's author, bro. You're like, wait, what? For Haikyuu, dog. Haikyuu is a volleyball series. That's why a series like, even though from a different publication, Blue Lock is coming in and kicking butt and taking names, because they know that the sports series, there is a bag to be had. So while you're sleeping on sports series thinking it's not going to be it. No. Haruichi Furudate just did 335. Put numbers on the board in the West. Let's be very clear. In the West, these are impressive numbers for the West. That is not the homeland for manga. Big ups to them. Then going up above, an author that basically all of this is from work that they did like 10, 20 years ago. Hirohiko Araki, author of JoJo's Bizarre Adventure, with 345,958 copies. A lot of that is, of course, due to the anime putting out new seasons and whatnot, but it's seasons of manga that mans wrote a bajillion years ago, which also makes me think, Viz, I don't know if Viz was capping back in the day, because I remember Viz was saying at one given point, I was speaking to some Viz reps back in the day at like different conventions and stuff like that they invited me to and whatnot, and I remember them saying that JoJo's wasn't like the biggest, it wasn't really flying off shelves, but I think maybe things have changed, because 345,000 copies, that's very big. And granted, again, at this point, I want to say, have they released part 6 volumes yet? I know for sure that's parts 1 through 5, so that's a lot to take in, but 345,000 copies in the West for a manga author that his newest stuff, like part 8, for example, won't even be released for another 5 years or so, maybe more, over here. So he got a bag waiting for him down the road, again, which will put it as like one of the topical things, one of the main things you should think about from leaving this episode is catalog on what you're creating, comics, music, art, whatever it is, catalog. Big ups to, again, Hirohiko Araki. Then going up, author of One Punch Man and Mob Psycho, and now their new series as well. Forgive me, I don't remember the name. One, with 371,641 copies. Mans is doing it up, dog. Which, why is there an Epstein on there? Gabriella Epstein. I hope that's not the same Epstein I'm thinking of right now. Whoa, that's madness there. But yeah, One outdoing a lot of goats as well. And I'd imagine with their next series, it's going to be another smash, because I read the first chapter and it was pretty interesting. But in the West, I'm not surprised by this either. Mob Psycho is very popular over here, and One Punch Man is a smash hit regardless. So 371,000 in the West, let's freaking go. And then above them, it might be a little bit of a surprise. And I'm going to tell you why it might be a little bit of a surprise. Because while they have a new work called Chojin X out right now, that one, I don't even know, I think it just now started getting like volume releases over here in the West. Maybe like tail end of last year or something like that. But all of this is mainly due to their previous work that ended like 5 years ago. I'm talking about Sui Ishida with 382,159 copies, the author of Tokyo Ghoul. That is, I'm going to attribute 90 something percent, if not 100% of that, is all due to Tokyo Ghoul. And that makes you think now, when you look, why are they promoting Tokyo Ghoul with banners and stuff like that? Because they still be doing that nowadays. You're like, but why? It's ended so long ago. That's why. It's stuff like that, the reason why we might at some point get an inevitable continuation of Tokyo Ghoul, because that's a bag waiting to be had. Look at that. That's 5 years ago it ended. I think it ended, 2018, right? And it's still 382,000 copies. That's crazy. Big ups to Sui Ishida. Mans is eating. Then going up ahead, another one that's going to shock you, but in a different way, Tomohito Oda with 500, oh my God, over 500,000, 502,589 copies. Again, you're like, who's Tomohito Oda? That's the author of Komi Can't Communicate. The homies can't communicate. No, Kobe can't communicate. That's a very small little story. You didn't expect it. Also a demonstration that if you're thinking about creating comics, you're thinking about creating manga, whatnot, you don't only have to focus on battle series if you want to make money. And also if you're, you're crushing on somebody that's a manga fan, maybe buy a volume of that. They might be into it. You'll have a common interest. But Tomohito Oda, over 500,000 copies. That's crazy. That's the type of stuff that's going to get it greenlit for another season. And I wonder if there's any correlation to the fact that I think it was a Netflix exclusive, if I'm not mistaken, but it definitely streamed on Netflix. I wonder if Netflix had any part in promoting like this series being bigger. That's interesting to know. Up above it, Akira Toriyama. You know who that is. The author of Dragon Ball, Dr. Slump. I guess he's one of the co-creators of Dragon Ball Super with 522,292 copies. And I'm going to keep it real. They have to be using Dragon Ball Super sales for starters, because in case you don't know, Dragon Ball Super, it's selling very, very well, which I'm kind of shocked why they decided to go down this route of re-releasing the movie and the manga. That was kind of a little poor choice, in my opinion, of them trying to milk the cow for all it's worth, but they might actually have tainted the cow a little bit. But 522,292 copies, that is a massive, massive feat for a man that he probably writes down a few ideas on a napkin, hands it over to Shueisha, and says, "Where's my check?" And he's doing over 500,000 copies. Crazy, crazy, crazy. Big ups to Toriyama. Still in this day and age, kicking butt and showing the young whippersnappers how it's done. Then above him, a goat beyond goats. You know him, you love him, you worship him. Well, maybe you don't worship him. Well, some people actually do, believe it or not. Eiichiro Oda, creator of One Piece, and that's really all he's done. But that's by no means to slight it, because it's 100 and something volumes deep. And last year, it did 543,361 copies in the West. I know you're probably looking at that like, but in Japan it did 20 million, blah, blah, blah. For the West, that is astronomical. I can tell you right now, I remember very vividly, like around 2011-ish, seeing some manga sales, and I always reference this, but I was just shocked beyond belief, and I don't want to say traumatized, but it was an eye-opener of how poorly manga sold in the West. I remember a Bleach volume, brand new Bleach volume, one of the big three, coming out and doing 500 copies week one. And I remember thinking to myself, oh, wow, manga doesn't sell shit in the West. So to see it come from that to One Piece as a whole, Eiichiro Oda doing over 500,000, 543,000 copies in a year for One Piece that people laughed at and said it was last in the big three in the West. Big, humongous W for Oda, Goda, outdoing Toriyama, outdoing a lot of goats in here. Hidehiko Araki, what Kishimoto was on here too, right? Like, yeah, Kishimoto, like, Oda, good stuff there. Then, I'm not surprised at all on this one, and I feel like this is very appropriate where it stands. Junji Ito with 558,371 copies. You're like, who's Junji Ito? He's the author of damn near every horror series you've ever seen in a store near you. Like, he's done Uzumaki, not to be confused with Naruto Uzumaki. It's a horror series. He's done Gyo. There's like a million horror series. Like, he is the poster boy for horror manga right now. Like, you can't run into a horror manga without at least hearing about Junji Ito, or chances are it is a Junji Ito work, especially here in the West. Like, for whatever reason, horror manga is like this big niche that is like exploding over here in the West, and Junji Ito is the head of the pack, because for him to outdo One Piece, bro, you outdid One Piece, Dragon Ball, One Punch Man with, again, 558,371 copies. Ito is eating, bro. Then above him with a very, very steep difference, but it's to be expected because it's a GOAT that the series still hasn't technically ended per se. The anime got one more round to go. Hajime Isayama, Attack on Titan's creator. I don't think he's done anything else outside of that either, aside from like one-shots, with 767,924 copies. If you ever question whether or not Attack on Titan is lit in the West, go show people this video. If somebody's like, nah, Attack on Titan ain't popping like that, last year wasn't even like, no, look at that. 767,000 people in the West, 767,000 copies, bro. Don't tell me otherwise. Stop it. But then a name on this list that I am so proud to see, and I'm proud to see how much it sold, and I'm just so happy, despite the fact that we had such a heartbreaking loss. The late, great Kentaro Miura with 799,667 copies, almost 800,000 copies. In case you don't know who that is the GOAT that created Berserk, the masterpiece. He passed away a couple years back, and this is just a demonstration of how much of a GOAT he is, that after his passing, his manga, I remember even trying to go and buy some Berserk volumes after it ended. I think I wanted to get like the Viz Bigs or those big premium editions that they had. Couldn't get my hands on them. A lot of the single editions were just gone. It was like overnight they disappeared. People ran out and bought them, and almost 800,000 copies. It's a little bit scary because it reminds me of like the music industry, of how people run out to buy records or stream records as soon soon as an artist dies, and I don't like that because then it feels like it turns into some weird sick trend of like, hey, an author dies, okay, everybody, let's go read their comic now, when realistically Kentaro Miura's work deserved 1 million copies every year because it's just such a great series. So it's a bittersweet feeling, but mostly I'm going to just say sweet that at the very least I'm hoping his family gets to benefit from these 800,000 sales and whatever else is doing worldwide. But big ups to Kentaro Miura being, well, let's see, hold on. He's literally in the top 10 of highest selling manga authors in 2022 in the West, period. That is love to see it. Then going up ahead, we got a lot of names that I'm not familiar with, but we do have Tatsuya Endo with over 1 million copies. Over 1 million copies in the West. 1,071,230 copies of Spy Family, bro. That's his big series. Over 1 million? 1 million? Homie did a milli for Spy Family. That is, wow. I ain't gonna lie, I 100% expect it, and this is a massive jump from the previous year. I want to say the year before this, it only did about like 200,000 or something along the lines of that. I remember when I just did my 30 minutes that I can't use, it did way less. 1 million copies. Shh, Spy Family, dog. Again, you don't need to make battle series. You don't need to conform to the norm to make it. Then above them, of course, is still some of the norms, but one of the kings of the norms. I don't even want to say the norms because it's a great series. Kohei Horikoshi, author of My Hero Academia, and you may know Sensei Noboge, aka Barrage, with 1,114,995 copies, basically almost, well, pretty much over 1.1 million copies for My Hero Academia in the West. Again, comparatively speaking to what the West was and what the West is now, manga sales wise, big ups to Horikoshi. And wow, like the rest of the list damn near is legendary and iconic, because then above them is Gege Akutami, author of Jujutsu Kaisen, 1.441 million. 300,000 more than My Hero Academia, and Jujutsu Kaisen is way more new, and it only had 1 season. My Hero is what, 5? No, I'm sorry, going on season 7 when Jujutsu Kaisen is going on season 2. That is crazy. Now, granted, you could throw the argument when My Hero came out, manga still wasn't at the heights at what it's at right now, while Jujutsu Kaisen is being ushered in at the peak of this era. So you could throw that argument. But then above them, a series that ended what, 2 years ago now, and I think it didn't put out a volume in 2022, if I'm not mistaken. It was already over. It was just like spin-offs and stuff like that. Demon Slayer's Koyoharo go Toge with 1.849,850 million. Basically almost 1.85 million copies. Over, wow, almost 2 million copies, bro, for Demon Slayer in the West. Just keep in mind that Bleach story. A Bleach volume selling 500 copies week 1. Keep that in mind, bro. Nuts. Then above them is something that you didn't expect, because it didn't sell well anime wise in Japan for whatever reason, but over here it's the king of manga, the number 1 selling manga, and you're gonna get why I'm saying number 1 selling manga, because there is something that outsold it. But the number 1 selling manga in the West for 2022 was Chainsaw Man with 1.9 million copies, basically 1,900,904 copies, almost 2 million copies for Tatsuki Fujimoto's Chainsaw Man. However, there is a little bit of something you got to add in there, because it wasn't only Chainsaw Man. There was some very popular one-shot manga that came out. Goodbye Eddie, that was very big. Look Back was very big. And also the author had a previous work as well, Fire Punch, which once again, what I keep telling you, back catalog is very important, and do it in all shapes and forms. Do EPs, do albums, do everything you possibly can, because that 1.9 million is probably not only, again, Chainsaw Man, which I throw the argument Chainsaw Man is probably a good chunk of that, if not most of it, but a lot of those back catalogs like Fire Punch probably added on to that number. Craziness. And then coming in at number 1 is Dave Pilkey, which you're like, what the hell is that? With 3.6 million, and that's Captain Underpants. Yeah, Captain Underpants is apparently a higher seller than Demon Slayer, Chainsaw Man. North America, baby. Yeah. And there you have it. That was my extensive coverage of 2022's highest selling manga authors, and that was very entertaining to say the least. Yeah, let me know what you guys think. Any shockers, anything that really surprised you? Surprised the hell out of me. Okay, moving forward in this glorious episode. For starters, a new Bleach key visual was released. Bleach, the high school warfare key visual, and apparently this visual has nothing to do with the 1,000 Year Blood War anime. There's apparently a special dating simulator game game, and there's a gameplay video available now. I don't want to see it, I'm gonna be honest with you, but I'm sure my editor might hunt it down and put it on the screen for you. But why is there a Bleach dating simulator game? I mean, I guess shout outs to the ladies that want to see that, or whoever the heck want to see this thingy-majig of like the Bleach dudes in a dating simulator game. But I want to see Ichigo going bankai, but not in the way that they want to see it. Oh god. Like, yo, the art looks cool in this one. Oddly enough, why the hell is Ichigo, it looks like he's covered in blood? What the heck? And then why is Gin randomly there? It's like, yo, you got Renji, you got Uryu, you got Ichigo, and then you just got Gin out of nowhere. What is this atrocity? Why are they doing this to me right now? Kubo, did you approve of this? Kubo, is that Love Hotel real? Like, no. Yeah, if you know, you know. But yeah, people, there's apparently a Bleach dating simulator game, and there's the key visual for it. Moving forward, we got a little bit of a better look at the upcoming work from the creator of Beelzebub, the manga about the high school delinquent raising the baby of Lucifer, whatnot. New ancient Egypt exploration manga. That is hype. I did not know that it was an ancient Egypt exploration manga. I want to check it out even more. It's called Sebek-chan wa Kamitsuki Tai by Beelzebub creator Tamura Ryohei and Bentame Jump Educational Manga Magazine issue 1. 2 Japanese kids meet the ancient god Sebek-chan and get transported to ancient Egypt to explore the pyramids with her. That is so freaking fire, and I do believe I have a visual somewhere for it. Again, I want to say that this is like more of an educational magazine in general, so it's probably not going to be the most hype thing in the world, and the visuals don't look all that great either, to be honest with you. It looks alright. Very stark contrast to anything from Beelzebub, but I'm interested off the premise and the fact that it's Ryuhei Tamura, which I love Beelzebub, so we'll see how it goes. Chi. I bet there's going to be a lot of gems about Egyptian historical facts and all of that good stuff, so we'll see how it goes. But yeah, the art isn't the craziest in the world. It looks kind of decent, and I'm looking forward to reading it nonetheless because I love anything to do with learning more about Africa or Egypt. Moving forward, just a quick update. Apparently, Tokyo Revengers Tenjiku arc anime adaptation has been announced, and there's a visual of a character with a red coat. I won't jump too into it in case you don't know, but yeah, honestly, I kind of tuned out a little bit during the Christmas Showdown arc. I was hoping that with this upcoming season that they just released, or this previously released season that I think it just finished airing, I was hoping that they would have put a little bit more backbone into the art and animation, considering Tokyo Revengers is a massive hit in Japan. But it was kind of par for the course with the art and animation, and I probably, now that it's over, I'll go back and marathon it once I finish watching some other stuff. But yeah, for Tokyo Revengers fans, the new arc anime adaptation of Tenjiku is incoming, and it seems like they're trying to treat Tokyo Revengers like Demon Slayer in a way. And what I mean by that is they're trying to make it that the manga ended a long time ago, but you're gonna get like 10 to 12 episodes every year until, you know, they finish the story, which I'm imagining there's still probably like 2-3 more seasons that they're gonna be able to do, which I think that Demon Slayer did it a smart way. And here's where I don't know if you would say it was the author or the publishing company, but I think they really goofed heavy on this manga in terms of continuing it, because it felt like it got extended, to be honest with you. It felt like at a certain point it could have ended, and manga sales was like, no dog, we doing like 1 million every volume as soon as it comes out, like stop it, like keep it going. And unfortunately I got such a bad rep that people aren't really rocking with it, opposed to where Demon Slayer, towards the end of it, Demon Slayer was getting a lot of hate on it as well, and they were like, yo, let's end it quickly now, and that way we could just live off it for a very long time, because people won't be as with a sour taste in their mouth towards it, opposed to Tokyo Revengers. They kind of ran the name into the ground to a certain degree with the manga. So yeah, like I'm still gonna watch it, but the hype has kind of left for a lot of people, and in terms of it being the big hitter that it could have been, that last arc really just ruined it for a lot of people, unfortunately. Moving forward, author of Hell's Paradise, it says here, first look at Fushino Otoko to Mujikina Kodomo Tachi by Yuji Kaku in issue number 19. Again, Yuji Kaku, author of Hell's Paradise. This is his new one-shot, and it will be published on April 8th at Shonen Jump Plus's app, so it seems he's returning to his roots after getting canceled in Shonen Jump. And looking at the art, it doesn't look like the most appealing per se. Like, yo, Hell's Paradise, the character designs look pretty dope and cool. And even got is that the character from Hell's Paradise? I'm super confused. Like, it looks like they got the main character from Hell's Paradise on one side, and then they got a bunch of kids that I don't think are from Hell's Paradise. I could be totally off, but yeah, I'm interested whatever he does, because it seems as though this author is batting 100. Like, I really liked Ayashimon, even though it got canceled. I don't care about it getting canceled. It didn't get canceled for me. Ayashimon was very, very dope. And yeah, I'm gonna give this series a shot, or this new one shot a shot at the very least. So not bad, not bad. Then moving forward, Spy Family fans. Yeah, Spy Family is a massive hit, not only in the West, but everywhere else, especially in Japan, because Spy Family has reportedly reached 30 million copies in circulation with only 11 volumes, and it still got season 2 incoming. It got a movie incoming. I'm expecting the big breakout hit from Jump Plus to do 100 million when it's all said and done, because with one season and 11 volumes, 30 million copies, what happens when season 2 drops? And no, better yet, what happens when that movie drops? And if that movie hits what it needs to hit, that'll be bigger than Demon Slayer. I keep saying it, but I truly believe that a family-friendly film that is already very popular by nature because of it, and it being an original, if they do something that just kind of leans into being canonical to the manga, that's a wrap. If they do some emotional stuff, pretty much 3 keys to making it successful: art and animation need to be 100% on point, they need to make it canonical to the manga, and they need to hit the feels. You hit those 3 marks with already being a very heavy hitting title that is family friendly, huge. It'll outdo majority of anime films of history. And if I'm wrong, I'm wrong, but I don't think I'm wrong, because even in the West, this thing is massively popular. Just did 1 million last year alone, which is big for the West, like Spy Family. Then, because I wanted to, the latest issue of Shonen Jump's cover with the anime debuting here in a few days, Mashle, well, actually, by the time you're watching this, it might be out already, I'm not sure, but Mashle, Magic, and Muscles, it got the cover of Weekly Shonen Jump, and it looks kind of cool, very rainbowish, but ultimately looks pretty dope. I like it. Then moving forward, another series that has sold massively, probably not to what you would have expected, but nevertheless, Chainsaw Man has reached 24 million copies in circulation with 14 volumes. And I'm gonna be honest with you, I'm gonna just keep it so real. In the West, Chainsaw Man's numbers are impressive. Chainsaw Man just outdoing all of the other competition. It was insane. But in Japan, I would have expected more. I'm gonna just keep it real. I expected it to be at like 50 million by now. And I know people are probably looking at me like, what the hell? You have way too unrealistic. No, I don't have unrealistic expectations, because look at Demon Slayer and look at Jujutsu Kaisen. Chainsaw Man pre-anime already had like, what was it, 10 million, 14 million copies in circulation. So realistically, the anime added about 10 million sales, which is great. But for what Chainsaw Man was predicted to be, for what Chainsaw Man looked like it was gonna be, it looked like it was gonna be the next Demon Slayer and above. And considering it didn't, and it's at 24 million, and the anime, the Blu-ray sold like 1,000 copies first week, and I know some people are like, no, it sold like 10,000 or 14,000 on the website, whatever. Okay, let's just say even it did 15,000 first week. Let's just give it that, right? That is very poor compared to the expectations that everybody had of it being like on the level of JJK and Demon Slayer, when JJK did like 50,000 first week, and Demon Slayer did like almost 100,000 sales Blu-ray first week. 15,000 is pitiful compared to it when the expectations are so high that this is going to be, you know, the second coming. You dig? So Chainsaw Man, yeah, sales aren't the greatest. It's very popular, but, and when I say sales aren't the greatest, I need to clarify, because those are incredible, outrageous sales. But for what the expectations were, I'm sure even Shueisha are a little bit like, we thought this was going to really pop. But yeah, Chainsaw Man, 24 million copies with 14 volumes. Great number. I thought it would have been bigger. And I'm not trying to hate on it at all. I'm the biggest, or one of the biggest Chainsaw Man fans, but that's just how I feel. Moving forward, there is a very, very big drama going on right now with this one, and I absolutely had to report it. So there's a couple of different reports. We're going to read this one first that said, Fairy Tail 100 Years Quest Studio is not going to be A1 Pictures, as announcement will be made soon. A1 Pictures delayed all of their projects due to COVID-19, including Solo Leveling, which was delayed to 2024, and Nier Automata indefinitely, which I heard Nier Automata's animation was crappy. Anyway, expect an announcement in April and May. So that was one thing. But then the story gets stranger, more so not necessarily just about Fairy Tail, but with Hiro Mashima's works, because after that happens, then I'm hearing a lot of murmurings about Eden Zero getting tossed around and not really finding a home for it in terms of streaming rights, because Eden Zero has a second season, and I know I made it seem like it was more fairy tale news, forgive me, I just kind of meant more Hiromashima kind of insanity of what's going on right now, because apparently Kodansha struck a deal with Disney for Eden Zero Season 2, but decided to let a French company, Mediatoon, acquire global rights to Eden Zero and not Disney. Most people can't watch Eden Zero Season 2 without pirating it, and it's just really strange because that's again a French company that got the global rights to it, Mediatoon. So a couple of things I could think of is A, maybe Disney was not trying to pay them what they wanted. B, Disney had a ridiculous rollout plan of what they were going to do with it. Or C, Mediatoon came with the most ginormous bag of all time and we're like, yo, we'll do this. And it's starting to look a little bit with a lot of series that when a Netflix rolls around, when one of these big conglomerates shows up, again Disney with Hulu, if they are getting the exclusive rights, you can expect for this situation to happen where we probably won't be getting Eden Zero Season 2, the first episode of it anyway, for another 6 months, even though it's airing in Japan right now. And that's basically what they call the Netflix jail, but now it's, I guess, the Mediatoon jail. What is Mediatoon, and why did they give a French company the, I don't know. I mean, you know, France does have a very big manga market over there. They're huge with manga, so it could be that they're just expanding and, you know, people are sleeping on France, but it's very strange that Kodansha decided to go with this Mediatoon company for global rights and not Disney. Honestly, it had to have been, the bag was just ginormous. Mediatoon must have very big backing that they were like, please, we're trying to establish our Mediatoon thing. We'll give you $10 trillion. Just give us this big title. But yeah, Eden Zero's kind of right now, I don't want to say dead in the water, but from what I'm hearing, it looks really good and it's airing in Japan, but we can't watch it till who knows when. And where's Mediatoon? Where are we going to be? They're probably going to sub-license it to Netflix and them, again, 6 months down the road. So that's probably what's going to happen. But very, very strange situation. I'm kind of shocked right now, to be honest with you. Moving forward, a story that I did want to cover, it's not anime manga related, but it's a little bit of the nerd culture, and in general, I wanted to talk about it. Apparently, a Harry Potter reboot is in the works at HBO, and each season of the series would be based on one of the 7 books. So they're going to do a season of book. Now, I'm going to tell you the truth. While on one hand, it's going to be really hard for people like myself that we grew up on the Harry Potter books and then the movies, you know, those actors, Daniel Radcliffe and the rest of them, they're kind of etched into us as that's Harry, that's Hermione, that's Ron. Like, those are the people, because they were just casted and we grew with them, you know what I'm saying? So on one hand, that's going to be difficult. On the other hand, book readers like myself, I read the first five or six books of Harry Potter. I didn't read all of them. I watched the movies for the last couple. Yeah, I know I committed mortal sin. But either way, book readers will know that probably a TV series would be do a better job of telling the story of the books than a movie. That a movie is condensed. You only have a certain time run in order to get all of your point across, the story across. So a TV series can probably do a better job of that. So I'm going to be open-minded to this. I don't want to just be closed-minded like, no, it's not Daniel Radcliffe. Like, yo, Daniel Radcliffe, since Harry Potter wrapped up its films, has done like naked stage plays and stuff like that, okay? I don't know if they're going to want to bring Daniel Radcliffe back anymore for Harry Potter. And in general, they probably want to go in a different direction. Not to mention all of the fire that J.K. Rowling has been under since, you know, her comments that she made about the I think it was the trans community or something like that. When the Hogwarts video game came out, a lot of people were boycotting that. So maybe they're just trying to go in a different direction, and I'm wondering how much, you know, input J.K. Rowling is going to have on this, considering, yeah, she has a lot of backlash. I mean, I'm interested to see what they do with this in terms of, you know, the recastings and stuff like that, and I also think they'll be able to do a better job of telling the story, but it is going to be hard to see Harry and it not be Daniel Radcliffe, and likewise with Hermione and Ron Weasley and their actors. Yeah, I don't know how this is going to go, but I'm interested. Moving forward, this is very worrisome, and I'm going to tell you why. Because My Hero Academia is once again, I'm adding, on a sudden break this week in Weekly Shonen Jump issue number 19 due to production reasons. Series will resume in issue number 20 as scheduled. I'm going to call cap. Or if that is legit production reasons, it's mainly due to falling behind on production because Horikoshi's health issues. How many times, I'm going to say this one more time, how many times is we going to hear that Horikoshi Horikoshi is falling ill. He is, you know, in no physical condition to write manga, and this has been happening over and over again. So for a lot of the people that are sending a lot of nasty vitriol against My Hero Academia, a lot of hate, a lot of this, that, and the third, just keep in mind that this is what's happening right now. The man's is falling apart, and you're going crazy, raging about what he is and isn't doing, and all of that jazz. Like, yeah, I don't care what you want to say. I want Horikoshi to take a couple months off. If they gave Yuki Tabata 2 months off in between, I think they should do the same thing for My Hero. I get it. At this point, the way the world is, taking a break from your job, especially when there's like a input-output system, the way the manga sales come out and all that jazz, it definitely will hurt. It definitely can hurt the hype because there's new stuff coming out all the time. So I get it why probably Horikoshi himself is pushing forward, like not trying to stop, because even Black Clover kind of slid back a bit with that break. It didn't quite regain its footing that it had with that, you know, break that Tabata took. It was 2 months and whatnot. So I get that aspect, but I highly encourage Horikoshi to take a couple months off. Maybe, you know, if he got 20 chapters left or something like that, take 2 months off, draw them slowly, and I don't want nothing to happen to him, dog. Did we not learn anything from what happened with Kentaro Miura? What's been happening since the 90s to Yoshihiro Togashi? Please, for the love of goodness, let this man take a break, because this is not right. This is flat out not right. Mad respects and all of that jazz to Kohei Horikoshi, but please, dog, if you ever come across this video, this clip, take a break. You need it. We don't want anything to happen to you, period. Moving forward, we got some more manga sales for a series that was canceled, but it sold very well. Pipa P has reached 450,000 copies in circulation with 7 volumes. Too bad it can't come out with an anime and capitalize off of this popularity, because Jump didn't let it have its time, because it got canceled, which is crazy, because almost 500,000 copies and it gets canceled. I don't know what Jump was expecting. I don't know what happened. I don't know if the author just pull the plug himself. He didn't want to write it no more, couldn't write it no more. I don't know what, but I don't know why would you end the series that's not amazing, but those are decent numbers. For 7 volumes, 500,000 for a music manga about piano players and shit like that, that's unconventional. And if you get a really good anime behind it with great music and whatnot, this could be great. So I don't know, man. Maybe they could do a 1 season off. I doubt they will. They never really touch canceled manga, but I would love for them to go back and give it a season at least, dog. One season. Just see, like, you know what I'm saying? Get a deal patched up with Sony, a really dope pianist to do the music compositions for this. Like, come on, bro. Like, this manga was good. I was really enjoying it. I'm so upset that they canceled it. And yeah, now they can't capitalize off of that 500,000 audience that bought those 7 volumes. Good job, Jump. Then we got another series that's selling, but they didn't cancel this one, thankfully. Sakamoto Days has reached 2.8 million copies in circulation with 11 volumes. I love that cover right there. Just in general, Sakamoto is going to be big, I think, once it gets its anime adaptation, because it's already got a cult following, you know, almost 3 million with 11 volumes. The main character, you know, is kind of like an older gentleman. It's not like a young, buff, or fit dude, or, you know, some chicks with fans. Like, none of that stuff. It's mainly just, you know, like an old retired assassin trying to live his life, and his past keeps coming knocking on his door and shit. So I don't know, big ups to Sakamoto for 2.8 million sales. Not bad at all. An update for One Piece. This is just a scheduled one. I don't think anything is wrong with Oda, because One Piece will be on break next week in Weekly Shonen Jump issue number 20. However, the series will resume the following week in issue number 21/22 as scheduled. Cool beans there. Again, nothing wrong with Oda. That's scheduled. That's fine. And that's the difference between like with My Hero, where Horikoshi is falling apart, and that's why there's sudden breaks constantly, and just having regularly scheduled one. And that's that My Hero has been getting regularly scheduled breaks as well. Likewise with Black Clover and all the other stuff in Jump. But Horikoshi is just, he can't do it, man. He's been doing it since 2014, and he may not be in the best of health compared to other authors. Oda is a machine that has like God knows how much staff that he can afford to pay. Maybe Horikoshi, between his own health issues and the fact that while My Hero is successful, maybe it's not on One Piece levels of success to be able to hire the staff needed to really take care of him so that he can sit down and relax a bit. Moving forward, this is very fascinating. I'm gonna be honest with you. This is very fascinating because to see artists and authors from other publications jumping around to different publications, it makes me wonder what's going on with Shonen Jump. Because in case you don't know, Dr. Stone's Boichi, the artist of Dr. Stone, launches a new super string manga with Shin Angyo Onshi's Inwa-yon, which, again, Dr. Stone's Boichi is from Shonen Jump, from Shueisha. So for him to be working with somebody from a totally different. What, this is Shonen Sunday? It's very, very interesting. Let's read a little bit about this and I'll tell you why. This year's 19th issue of Shogakugan's weekly Shonen Sunday magazine revealed on Wednesday that Boichi will launch a new webtoon series titled Superstring Isekai Kenbun Roku with writer Inwa Yon, Defense Devil Island Shin Angyo Onchi, in the 21st issue scheduled to ship April 19th. Line Digital Frontier had previously announced in June 2022 that Boichi would launch a new webtoon series titled Superstring with Yon on the Line Manga app in mid-2023. The series centers on one young man's story of protecting his family and fighting alone. In the story, heroes from various dimensions come to Earth and fight a war. The magazine describes it as a hyper-dimensional action series about Marco Polo. Superstring is tied into Korean company Y Lab's Superstring IP, which features characters from different Y Lab works in one universe. The IP focuses on manhwa, but also includes films, musicals, live action works, and games. And I'm gonna be honest with you, seeing Boichi over here, while I remember, I think it was the writer, if I'm not mistaken, of Dr. Stone was like in Weekly Shonen magazine or in a Kodansha publication. It's real strange considering both of them have a new season of Dr. Stone from Shonen Jump coming out right now. And I can assure you that Shueisha Shonen Jump don't appreciate their authors giving light to other publications while they're putting in and investing millions of dollars into Dr. Stone right now. So I'm wondering what's going on here. It could be that they have a very sweet deal with Shueisha and Jump that they're allowed to do these things, but it was really strange because I remember I think either it was Boichi or the writer of Dr. Stone had like a little, story that they were doing in Weekly Shonen magazine. It might have been Weekly Shonen magazine. It was in one of the Kodansha publications, and it had to end for sad reasons. So very, very strange of what's going on right now. It could be that Jump just ain't on it like that, like they used to be. It could be that, yo, dog, they gotta pay bills. Come on, let me work. You know what I'm saying? You ain't gonna give me no publication anytime soon. You're still riding off of that Dr. Stone hype. I gotta work. So it could be that as well, but really, really strange. I'll keep you guys posted if we get any more updates on what's going on with these two. But yeah, new series, and I ain't gonna lie, the premise sounds really dope. I'm kind of excited for this one. Moving forward, we have some updates from Hunter x Hunter's creator, Yoshihiro Tagashi, in terms of a recommendation. It says here, Hunter x Hunter creator Yoshihiro Tagashi is recommending the novel The Tales I Told the Pelican at Park, Ore ga koen de pelican ni shita hanashi, by Hidayama Yumeaki. Jujutsu Kaisen creator Gege Akutami and Tokyo Ghoul creator Sui Ishida are also recommended. Whoa, talk about a way to blow something up when you got the creators of Hunter x Hunter, Tokyo Ghoul, and Jujutsu Kaisen. Although it kind of goes into that theory that Yoshihiro Tagashi is the creator of all three, but that's a different story. For all three of these giant creators to come out and recommend this series, that is, what is it called again? The Tales I Told the Pelican at Park. I need to read this, and it's a novel. There's literally like nothing on this. Wow, I actually absolutely have to read this one though. Like, if all of Hirayama Yumeaki, The Story I Told the Pelican in the Park, the only thing I see is like this cover of like a thumbs up. Like that's literally it. That's wild. I want to read this though. What the heck? Then we got a new Sandland anime movie PV. This film is set to premiere August 18, 2023. I hope that this hits theaters. This is something I would love to go watch with my kids. I read the Sandland manga many years ago now at this point, but I remember enjoying it, and it's from Akira Toriyama, and it utilizes the same art style and animation of Dragon Ball superheroes, which I ain't gonna lie, I grew fond of after the fact of that 3D 2D blend, and it looks kind of good, I'm gonna be honest with you, and the voice acting sounds interesting as well. So yeah, new Sandland anime PV for this film, which initially they said new Sandland anime coming, or a Sandland anime is coming, and I was like, how is there an anime coming? They need to be more specific. They should have just said film from the rip. Yo, we got a film coming for Sandland. And yeah, Toriyama making money from his bed non-stop. This is a story that I just wanted to talk about because I found it hilarious. It's not necessarily anime related, although this person, or one of the people in this story, is a huge anime fan. Man accused of posing as police officer to see Meg the Stallion concert. Trayvon Lil Darius Stevenson, 28, was held in the Harris County Jail over the weekend after being charged with impersonating a public servant. Court documents read that Stevenson allegedly wore a police K9 vest and claimed to be working security as a police officer with the intention of seeing Megan Thee Stallion's sold-out performance at Discovery Green. I don't think homie needs to go to jail for that per se. You just wanted to see a little bit of the hottie, you know what I'm saying? You want to see a little bit of that Meg, you dig? Like, I mean, I guess, you gotta take precautions, but nah, I think they outdoing it. Like, give homie a fine and I don't know, maybe if she really feels a certain way, a restraining order, but putting homie in jail over all that, I don't know, dog. He just wanted to get a little bit of that Tina Snow, you dig? But at the same time, with everything she's been through, you can't be too cautious to say, at the end of the day, if homie was doing all of that, you never know, so I get it. But shout outs to Meg. Yo, I don't want to pose as a police officer, but yo, can I see you? No. Then we got the first look at Joaquin Phoenix as the Joker in Joker 2, and I ain't gonna lie, I'm excited to see this film. The first one was crazy, and it's strictly for entertainment. Honestly, like, there's nothing that I really get out of the Joker in terms of moral lessons that you get from superhero films, because it's a villain focused R-rated film, but boy was it entertaining. Lady Gaga as Harley Quinn, I'm not gonna lie, that's kind of like, I never saw it in a million years. I didn't even know Lady Gaga was doing acting. Like, I just remember Lady Gaga's wearing like meat dresses and having like hit records, which I wonder who Lady Gaga pissed off that her music career went from being at the top of the top to now she's Harley Quinn. But then again, switching professions is a really awesome thing if you're able to do it. So salute to Lady Gaga for getting it done and being in what's going to be probably one of the biggest films of its year whenever it comes out. I think they said, was it 2024, 2025 for Joker 2? But yeah, I'm really looking forward to it. And I mean, Joaquin Phoenix as Joker, he's probably going to look just identical to how he looked, because it looks like he's in the back of a cop car right here, or in a police officer van or something like that. And yeah, so this is probably going to take place from right after the first film. But yeah, can't wait to see it. And again, Lady Gaga as Harley Quinn, I don't know, man. I really love me some Margot Robbie, although she's playing as Barbie now. Weird, but okay. Moving forward, for Verve fans, VRV streaming service bundle will be merging with Crunchyroll. A lot of people have been asking about that over the years. The official website for Crunchyroll's VRV streaming service bundle announced on Tuesday it will be merging with Crunchyroll, where current VRV subscriptions, including watch histories and queues, migrating to Crunchyroll premium accounts. Due to Verve being a Crunchyroll brand, it became part of Sony's Funimation Global Group following the latter's acquisition of Crunchyroll from AT&T. Funimation Global Group completed its acquisition of Crunchyroll on August 9, 2021. Funimation content later moved to Crunchyroll in March 2022, with the Funimation brand name gradually retired afterward. Verve is a subscription bundle that includes anime streaming service Crunchyroll, as well as several other streaming services including Cartoon Hangover, Rooster Teeth, and Mondo. The service used to include Funimation until November 2018, following an announcement that Crunchyroll and Funimation Entertainment would end their partnerships to share content. VRV added the High Dive streaming services content in November 2018 and later removed the content in September 2021 after the Crunchyroll acquisition. So essentially, you're going to be able to get Cartoon Hangover, Rooster Teeth, and Mondo a part of this service. Funimation is already a part of Crunchyroll. I think they have most of their catalog anyways, but for people that have been asking about this for a long time, like, yo, Fenev, do you know? There you go. Now you know. And I'm not talking about Gasai or from Black Clover either. Hey! Moving forward, One Piece fans, in particular of the Odyssey game. It says here, One Piece Odyssey game gets new post-game reunion of Memories DLC. Bandai Namco Entertainment began streaming on Wednesday a trailer for the One Piece Odyssey game, and it reveals that the game will get a new reunion of Memories DLC. The video lists that the DLC will be available soon. The DLC takes place after the game's main story. In the DLC, the Straw Hat crew will return to Memoria, the world of their memories. The video teases the appearance of Anadu. The One Piece Odyssey game, of course, launched for PS5, PS4, Xbox Series X, JS, and Xbox is so confusing at this point, and PC via Steam on January 13th, delayed from the originally planned 2022 release. But yeah, the game is pretty cool. I need to play more of it, to be honest with you. Like, I need to put that on my radar to play more of, because I want to play more of it. But yeah, they're going to be putting some DLC out for it, so it's not like they completely abandoned the game. I'm happy about that, I guess. Rising of the Shield Hero fans, people have been asking me about what's going on, because I remember a while back they had announced seasons 2 and 3 of the anime, and we got season 2 and never got season 3. To be honest with you, I need to dig into season 2. It's been a bit. I heard some bad things about production issues for season 2, so I never really dove in. But it says here, the Rising of the Shield Hero anime website begins Hourglass Countdown. The Dragon Hourglass suddenly appeared on the official Japanese website for the Rising of the Shield Hero anime franchise yesterday and has started a mysterious countdown. In the anime story, the Dragon Hourglass indicates how much time until the next wave of calamity. The countdown on the site will end at 20 JST, so what, 8 o'clock on April 7th. What will happen when it reaches 0? Don't miss it. Following the well-received first season in 2019 and the second season in 2022, the much-awaited TV anime's third season has been in the works. Crunchyroll will stream as it airs in Japan for members in North America, blah, blah, blah. The staff announced for season 3 is as follows. There you go. Season 3 was originally announced at Crunchyroll Expo 2019. Yeah, like I said, they announced 2 seasons. I'm guessing this is going to give us a release date and a trailer. Probably a trailer with the release date for season 3, which will be perfect timing for me to hop into season 2, because I really enjoyed season 1. I was just a little bit confused as to how much of the story I'm going to enjoy moving forward now that mine had been dealt with and, you know, exposed for all the bullshit that she pulled on the main character. But yeah, I'm looking forward to seeing where they go with it. Honestly, I wouldn't mind rewatching that first season. It was a banger. Big updates for Rumiko Takahashi, creator of Inuyasha. France knights Urusei Yatsura, Inuyasha creator Rumiko Takahashi, from a massive Kaiju 8 mural across the National Library to the Prime Minister meeting with Eiichiro Oda and other cultural legends. Yo, France is making big moves, and they just got Eden Zero, right? France is becoming a big thing in the anime and manga market. Beware. France is certifiably mad for Japanese manga. That passion extends to one of the nation's highest honors, the Chevrolet de Ordre des Arts. Okay, yeah, let me stop. Knights of the Order of Arts and Letters, which was just awarded to Inuyasha, Urusei Yatsura, and Maisani Koku creator Rumiko Takahashi. A ceremony was held today at the official residence of the French ambassador to Japan in Tokyo, at which Takahashi commented, "Thank you very much for giving me this prestigious award. I'm thrilled that people in France enjoy my work that depict everyday life in Japan. I'm now inspired to work even harder." No. You don't need to work even harder. You old, you relax, you enjoy your residuals, you enjoy making what you make. Stop with that working even harder. Don't work harder, work smarter. Do your thing. Takahashi joins fellow mangaka Jiro Taniguchi, The Summit of Gods, Katsuhiro Otomo, Akira, Leiji Matsumoto, Galaxy Express 999, Akira Toriyama's Dragon Ball, and Go Nagai Devilman on the honorable list of recipients. That is one hell of a list to be on. Shouts out to Rumiko Takahashi. I think Hiro Mashima should be on there, to be honest with you. I know some people be like, oh, he is a legend that has had hit after hit. Hiro Mashima should be on that list. They need to induct him next. I'm just saying. France, Hiro Mashima, put him on there. Then quickly, let's take a look at some colored imagery for the upcoming new series from some of the vets that are returning, and just in general, the newbies coming to Weekly Shonen Jump. Again, we got Tenmaku Cinema by Shun Sayaki and Yuto Tsukura, aka the author and artist of Shokugeki no Soma. And I said before, I ain't gonna lie, that looks like S-Def from Akame ga Kill. So it's a little weird. It looks like S-Def and then the main character from Bakuman. Mad strange. Then we got Kirurao by Tadatoshi Fujimaki, aka the author of Kuroko no Basket. I'm gonna keep it a buck. It's really weird. He has a book and a gun in another hand, and it's not the most appealing art. The other series kind of looks more appealing, but at the same time, it's simple. But yeah, I don't know. It's real strange. But okay, we're going in a different direction, Fujimaki, huh? From basketballs to guns. What the hell are you doing there, buddy? Then we got Dorechi by Jun Kirarazaka. Oh, God. I ain't gonna lie. The art on this one looks really cool. I really like the coloring, the boxing glove, the rags. Like, kind of looks like the robe that the girl from Akane Banashi wears, but then, like, there's boxing gloves. Like, maybe that's Akane Banashi's brother, or yeah, Akane's brother. Then we got Nue Diviner by Kawai Kota, and I ain't gonna lie, the art on that one looks sick as well. Kind of reminds me of, I can't remember the name of the series. It had like over 100 chapters and never got an anime adaptation from Shonen Jump. But yeah, that looks cool too. All around these new Jump series, pretty promising stuff. Again, Fujimaki, I don't know what the hell he's about to pull, going from like sports series to this, but I'm ready for it. Okay, people, let's jump into the Weekly Shonen Jump and Weekly Shonen Magazine author comments, courtesy of Jose_Ke. Let's start with Weekly Shonen Magazine. For starters, we got Hiro Mashima. I participated in a pre-screening of Eden Zero's anime. Been a while since I was able to hang out with with the cast. Again, author of Eden Zero and Fairy Tale Andrea's Quest, all of that good stuff. Yeah, I would love to watch Eden Zero Season 2. Let me know what's happening with that, buddy. Then we got Nakaba Suzuki, author of Four Nights of the Apocalypse, Seven Deadly Sins. My editor, M. Kuhn, told me about the character popularity results. It's hard to believe, so you just have to check it out yourself. I kind of want to check it out. Who won on that popularity poll? All right. We got Negi Haraba, author of Ranger Reject. My wife confused a video of shaving down a cutting board with our child crying in the middle of the night and jumped out of bed. I ain't gonna lie, okay, that's funny. Then we got... Let's see here. We got Yoshitoki Oima, author of To Your Eternity. I want to be picked up and taken away by Kometa Coffee's commercial jingle. I would love to get picked up and taken away to a happy place. Yay! We got Kei Urana, author of Gachi Aquata. I love designing characters so much. Cool beans. We got Yusuke Nomura, author of Blue Lock. I love Blue Lock. Blue Lock is awesome. I'm in the middle of season 1 right now. Big shout out to the anime staff and their hard work on episode 24. The manga is roaring on. I don't know how it could be. Like, it feels like Blue Lock has such a set up for, okay, it's, it has an ending already in sight, and it's like, how do you keep it going after this first season? But I'm interested to see where it goes. Then we got George Morikawa, author of Hajime no Ippo. That one win in the M League leaves me with mixed feelings. Cool beans. But yeah, that's Weekly Shonen Magazine. Let's hop over to Weekly Shonen Jump. Starting it off, we got Mashle Hajime Komodo from Mashle Magic and Muscles. I got an early look, and the anime is really funny. I'm so happy. I can't wait to watch it. Again, probably it might be out by the time you're watching this video. If not, it should be out within the day or so after. We got Sakamato Days, Yuto Suzuki. My stamina is getting worse and worse. I need to go for walks, even though my allergies are so bad. Yo, a little bit of gym time. Yo, 30 minutes a day here and there, every other day, every day. Do wonders for you. The Ichinose Family's Deadly Sins by Tizen 5. A huge thanks to everyone reading and everyone helping me with the series. Oh, it's so good. It's so good. Oh, I think I got another chapter to read. I think there's another chapter. I gotta go read it. Cool beans. Undead Unluck Yoshifumi Tezuka. Thanks for all the Valentines. I got letters too. I'll eat the candy while I work. Jujutsu Kaisen's Gege Akutami. I thought she'd become more writer-like, but Yorozu became more Riger-like. I don't know. Yorozu is badass, though. I just gotta throw that in there. I'm just saying. Elusive Samurai's Yusei Matsui. It's been a month since I started using the 6-pad, and I'm starting to get buff. Maybe I should get the leg version, too. Man, I ain't gonna lie. I can't wait to get to the gym after this. Talking about the gym so much, I go every other day my damn self. It's my gym day. Yeah, let me get up out of here. Come on. Akane Banashi's Yuki Suenaga. I'm way late, but I finally saw Baby Assassins. It was great. I need to go see the sequel. My Hero Academia's Kohei Horikoshi. I've been listening to Aurora nonstop since discovering her last month when she came to Japan. It was love at first sight. Shout outs to Aurora. Then I'm going to skip a few because I don't want to read all of these today. We got Mia Roboko, Shuhei Miyazaki. The WBC ruled. To be honest, I woke up and Japan had already won. Sorry that I pretended to have watched it. Alright, you goofball. We got Black Clover's Yuki Tabata. My wife was so tired that her face became like Mr. 7 from One Piece. Get some rest. Fam's just violated his wife's whole existence. I hope she reads this and slaps him upside his head. Wow. Alrighty then. And then we'll end it off with Tokyo Demon Bride Story by Tadaichi Nakama. This is a series that recently got canceled. Thank you to everyone who read my series. I'll go back to square one and work my way up again. You do that. It's always, I don't care what it is, whether I hated the series or not. It's always a shame when these series see, their end, because a lot of these authors, that's their dream shattering in their face. So Tadaichi Nakama, do your best and come back. Ganbatte kudasai. Alright, and let's close this bad boy off with the top 50 best-selling manga of the week, courtesy of Jose _K. We got places 50 through 41. We got Blue Lock at 49 with volume 13, 15K this week, 623,000 total. Then Blue Lock again at 48 with 640,000, 15 this week as well. What the hell? That's one hell of a name of a manga. Raising Children While Being an Adventurer. That sounds like my life right now. With 3 days, 16,000 copies. Okay, let's raise these children while being adventurous. Let's do it. We got Toilet Bound Hanako Kun volume 19 in 19 days, 203,000, 16K this week. Not bad, not bad, not bad. Tensai Shitara Ken Deshita. Is that the slime series? 3 days, 16.2K. Cool beans. What is that? 5-Star Stories, Volume 17, 16K this week, 169 in 17 days total. Cover looks interesting. Okay. Moving forward, we got places 40 through 31. Less of the Blue Lock. What's happening here? I'm noticing Blue Lock is starting, maybe because the anime wrapped itself up. Alrighty. We got, let's see. Okay, My Dress Up Darling has a new volume. Volume 11. Limited edition at number 37 with 17K in 2 days. Okay, so I'm betting the real volume, the regular edition sold crazy. We got Record of Ragnarok with a volume 18 limited edition in 7 days, 17.8K. So this is going to be interesting to see. Blue Lock volume 22, 18.5 this week, 435,000 total. Hajime no Ippo, I'm always impressed. Volume 137 at number 31 with 18K, 56K in 11 days with volume 137. Let's be real here. This is madness. Then we got, let's see, 30 through 21. Four Nights of the Apocalypse, volume 11. In 11 days, 54K, 20.4 this week. Yeah, when that anime comes, we'll see what happens because Seven Deadly Sins is popular and it looks like they're tagging it as Seven Deadly Sins, Four Nights of the Apocalypse. So it's going to be a big one. Overlord got a new volume in 2 days, 23K, volume 18. Cool beans. Solo Leveling, I never understand why they put it on the charts because it's a Korean manhwa, but Solo Leveling volume 12 in 4 days, 25,000. Alrighty. Then we got places 20 through 11. Another Solo Leveling volume 11 in 4 days, 25.7. Solo Leveling. It's been making waves. Blue Lock episode of Nagi volume 2 in 11 days, 111K with 27K this week. That is going to be big. I'm interested in it because I passed the Nagi episodes where they go face off against Nagi and them. I would say for the first time, I don't know if they face off against them again, but boy was those some crazy episodes, and I'm excited to, I don't know if I'll read these mangas. I might wait because they got a movie coming out of it, so I might just wait for the movie, but yeah, pretty exciting stuff. Then we got Kinnikuman volume 81 in 10 days, 62K with 29K this week. Who's buying these Kinnikuman manga volumes? It's nuts. Record of Ragnarok, the Jack of the Ripper case files, volume 1, 30,000 in 7 days? Okay, that's a spinoff. I got confused for a second. I was like, wait a minute, a Record of Ragnarok only selling 30. What's going on here? But that's a spinoff. 30K for a Jack the Ripper. All right. Kaiju number 8, volume 9. 24 days, 383,000. This is, I want to say, one of the slowest selling volumes of Kaiju, or maybe Kaiju number 8 is starting to see like drawback from, the massive hit that it was in the beginning, because yeah, by now Kaiju would be at well over 500,000, 600,000, 700,000. So in 24 days, 383,000 could be better for Kaiju standards. These are great sales, but for Kaiju number 8 standards, it's a little low. Oshinoko volume 11 in 10 days, 93K, 48.7 this week. Good stuff there. And then we got top 10 coming in at number 10, Uma Musume Cinderella Grey volume 10, 104K in 10 days with 53K total this week. Soso no Friera in volume 10 in 11 days, 208K, 63K total. I can't wait for that anime. One Piece volume 105 in 24 days, 1.6 with 68K this week. Okie dokie. Going on up. Jujutsu Kaisen volume 22 in 24 days, 1.118 with 80K this week. It's slowly catching up to One Piece. I'm just saying, a little under 500,000. I'm just saying that My Dress Up Darling volume 11, the real thing, with 2 days, 80K. If you add the other sales, so almost 100K, I want to say, for My Dress Up Darling volume 11. Good stuff. Blue Lock on its second week run, or in 11 days, 279,000 with 82K this week. I'm looking forward to seeing why Raichi is with something locked around his neck. What the heck is going on? And then number 1, Record of Ragnarok volume 18 with 7-day total of 107,000 sales. You add the other sales, it did decent. Pretty interesting week. No major sales, but 100K ain't bad. And yeah, it looks like Jujutsu Kaisen's catching up to One Piece. Interesting. But yeah, that's the top 50 best-selling manga of the week. Let me know what you thought. And that's all I have for this one. I'm ForneverWorld, and as always, people, have an awesome day. And remember the golden rule: anime and manga for life, boy! Have an awesome day. Peace in, and you guys just watched another episode of FORNEVERNEWS. Have an awesome day. Subscribe and hit that bell, yo, for real.
I have a dream, alone in my room as I sit with the tea. Couldn't possibly think what I often see, and you don't even know how I often blink. Lights be flashing and looking at me, such an odd, unique, yet I'm so unique, and you looking at me. If the walls could talk, they would probably read Bleach, and I'd probably say, bitch, get the fuck off me.